One of the kinkiest modern combos out there is the Phyrexian Unlife Solemnity combo, which hard locks your opponent and makes it so you can't lose. And the last time we made a deck like this, it worked really well. And since then, a lot of things have changed. Not only has the metagame changed a lot, but we also got Search for Azcanta. So before, if you remember, it was just a simple mono white enchantment deck. But now we're Esper, and the deck is completely turned upside down, and we got a ton of new cards. So to start off, we're primarily blue-white, and one of the problems with the old version is that there were no converted mana cost 1 cards, there are only like 1 or 2. And running blue gives us access to Serum Visions and also Ancestral Vision. So both really good value cards in a combo deck like this, but especially Ancestral Vision. In most decks, it's not that great because you have to wait 4 turns to fire it. But in a deck like this that really slows down the game, 4 turns is practically nothing for this deck. It's just so slow, and 4 turns just goes by in an instant. So really good value in this deck. And by having blue, we can also use Spreading Seas. If you remember from before, we had a lot of trouble against Tron and sometimes aggro decks. So Spreading Seas really helps. And there's also Copy Enchantment, which copies Enchantment, and also Detention Sphere. So before we were using Oblivion Ring, but unlike Oblivion Ring, for 3 mana, this one wipes everything with that same name. So much better value. And the last blue card we got is this God here. It can be a bit bad at times, but when it works, it really works. So basically, if you know how the gods work, it's not a creature until you have enough devotion. But in a deck like this with tons of enchantments, the devotion isn't that high to get to. But the primary reason why this card's in the deck is the second ability, which says at the beginning of each upkeep, if you had a creature into the battlefield under your control last turn, draw a card. So this brings us to the reason why we have black on the deck, and that's for Bitterblossom. Bitterblossom, at the beginning of your upkeep, you lose 1 life, and you put a 1/1 fairy token to play with flying. So every turn you get a token, and if the god's out, you draw a card every turn on your opponent's turn. So pretty good value for 4, and as an added bonus, we have 3 Lingering Souls. And the reason why Bitterblossom and Lingering Souls work so well in the deck is that you can use it for defense or you can use it for offense. And the idea is that if your opponent has a lot of creatures swinging in at you, you can use Bitterblossom, get a creature every turn, and just chump block until you get the combo off. And this works surprisingly well, because if you look at it, it's like, yeah, you lose 1 life from Bitterblossom every turn, but if they have like a Tarmogoyf out and has like 6 power, you're soaking up 6 power every turn. So you play Bitterblossom turn 2, turn 3, you can do Lingering Souls, and there's no way they have enough creature removal to deal with this. It's a very good way to delay, and that allows us to wait for the Visions to fire and get to the combo. So even though we only have 2 Solemnities in the deck, it's pretty easy to get the Solemnities, because there's going to be so many turns of this deck. In most games, we're going to be drawing a majority of our deck, and even if our opponent does have some kind of enchantment removal in deck, that's why we're running 2 Greater Auramancy's main deck, which gives other enchantments Shroud. So very good. And if we happen to pull both Greater Auramancy's or Greater Auramancy with a Copy Enchantment, that's basically the hard lock there, and they can't target us up. And the main threat to enchantments would normally be Engineering Explosives, but Solemnity stops counters from being put on artifacts, so that means no Engineering Explosives, no Ratchet Bomb, and our enchantments are safe. And before we move on to sideboard, we also have 4 Runed Halos in deck. Very good card to delay our opponent, and also a relatively obscure card, Hidden Stockpile, which acts like a ghetto Bitterblossom, which at the end of each of your turns, if you lost it permanent, like a fetch land or anything, you get a 1/1 token. But the main reason why we have this in the deck is the second ability, you pay 1, you scry 1. So while we're chump blocking with our little dudes, we can scry, get the combo faster, and having 1 in the deck seems about right. But the main trouble we had before was that what if we run against Tron? Because right now, currently, Tron is at the top of the metagame, at least for now, and Tron has all his dust, which makes you sacrifice all colored permanents. That wrecks our deck pretty hard, and since the games go so long, odds are they're probably going to draw all his dust. So that brings us to the sideboard, and after game 1, we can go to a different game plan where we have Thoughtseize and Death Shadow. So we got a lot of fetches, we got 9 fetches in the deck, and since we're 3 colors, we have dual lands and stuff, we can get ourselves really low using Thoughtseize and the fetches, and then get Death Shadow out really quickly. So Death Shadow, Thoughtseize, they both wreck Tron really hard, and even though we'll probably lose game 1 against Tron, between Spreading Seas, Death Shadow, Thoughtseize, odds are game 2 is going to go our way. So very cool. And also after game 1, people don't expect to see creatures in our deck. So the Fatal Pushes go, the Path to Exiles go, and we bring in Death Shadow, and Death Shadow is really good in our deck because once Phyrexian Unlife's out and we drain to 0 with a combination of our opponents attacking us and also Bitterblossom and fetches, and we end up getting these Death Shadows stuck at 13-13. Now unfortunately the negative life doesn't pump it beyond that due to a recent ruling, but a 13-13 for 1 is pretty good value. And also in the sideboard we have some answers to some key decks. Leyline of Sanctity works very well to stop discard and also burn, also storm, stuff like that. And 2 Stony Silences hurts Tron, also Affinity, and Lantern. It's just a good card to have. 1 Rest in Peace. We do use the graveyard a bit with Lingering Souls, but sometimes our opponent's graveyard is more important to them than our graveyard is to us, and that's why there's 1 in there. The other cool thing about the sideboard is that after game 1, what is our opponent going to bring in? Enchantment removal, which is why we have 2 more Greater Auramancies. And between 4 Greater Auramancies and 1 Copy Enchantment, we effectively have 5 ways to counter our opponent's enchantment removal, if any, which means once Phyrexian Unlife comes out, Solemnity comes out with it, there's the hard lock, and it's basically over. So a lot of easy wins just doing that, and then we can take our time winning because Bitterblossom, we lose 1 life, but Phyrexian Unlife, we just go negative life. So it works really well. So this is a deck that I'm very excited about, like diamond nipple level excitement. So let's get to that gameplay, but first, if you want to subscribe and you haven't already subscribed, now's as good a time as any, and it helps out the channel and gives me something to live for. So great. But without further ado, here's the gameplay, and I hope you enjoy it. Opening hand, it looks alright depending on what our opponent's deck is, but we'll keep it. No place from them. Back to them. And oh, please be Infect, because once we get Solemnity, it's lights out. Detention Sphere, well, let's go Runed Halo. And he's Velvet. Oh, okay. Sure, back to our opponent. Inkmouth. Our opponent swings and pumps. And okay, we'll go Runed Halo, naming Inkmouth, and back to our opponent. Opponent pass it back to us, and might as well go Search for Azcanta, and hopefully we pull Solemnity. Well, isn't this exciting? And Bitterblossom, keep that on top. What do we do? I guess Phyrexian, I don't know. Actually, Bitterblossom is probably the more valuable card. We'll do that in case he has like a mana leak. Yeah, nope. And Phyrexian Unlife. Not that it really helps us against him, but in case we get Solemnity, I guess. And opponent passes back to us, it seems. seems. Wow. Graveyard and island. And then grab a vision, suspend it, and back to our opponent. There's a concede. Wow. Okay, so game 2. So going to game 2, I'm gonna dump Ephara, 2 Phyrexian Unlife, 2 Ancestral Vision to put in 1 Greater Auramancy and 4 Thoughtseize. And with that, let's go to game 2. Pray for Solemnity. We have Thoughtseize though, so we'll keep another Greater Auramancy. Will go Thoughtseize and Inkmouth, Blighted Agent. He could hit our Thoughtseize if he let's go Blighted Agent and pass back to our opponent. Oh man, they okay, sure. So back to opponent. They pass back to us. And then our turn, let's do Bitterblossom. Back to opponent. Street Wraith, okay. Bit odd. I guess it's like a Taxian Probe. Inkmouth comes out and might as well Crosa. We take the 5 infect. Okay. And our turn Visions. Solemnity, where are you? Ooh, oh, Overrun Halo. Oh gosh, please don't have removal for this. And back to our opponent. And what's he doing? Does he have enchantment removal? Uh-oh. I guess we'll find out. No block. We don't take any damage. And another Bitterblossom, but let's go Greater Auramancy to be safe. And swing in for 1. We could still lose because we could take a ton of damage or loss of life from the Bitterblossom Vision. So swing for 2. Suspend this. Greater Auramancy because I don't want to die too quickly. And back to our opponent. Isn't this fun? And a stockpile. Swing in for 3. Actually, we should have played that, but in case he decides to block. Nope, we're good. And what is this? Spell pierces it? Sure. Back to our opponent. Nothing from our opponent. Back to us. Ooh, and a Spreading Seas. Do we do that? Yeah, let's be dick to make sure there's no blockers. Ooh, and he saves it. Sure. Why not? Swing for 4. Our opponent down to 4. Back to them. And even if they kill one of them, they'll still take 4 next turn. So what is their out? Do they have an out? Now or never? And go Surgical Extraction on the Spreading Seas? Sure. There's only 1 more in deck. That means they go to 2. Turns Inkmouth into a creature. Why? And oh, there's the kind of concede. Wah, wah, wah. Ooh, he does have Nature's Claim in hand. Nice. But the double Greater Auramancy. So not too bad. On to the next one. Opening hand is alright. We got Hidden Stockpile and the fetches, so we'll keep. Land, pass back. And is this burn? Yes, it is. Alright. Let's see how this goes. Back on our turn, fetch. Go Hidden Stockpile and pass back to our opponent. Eidolon. Too bad we don't have white for the Ruined Halo just yet. And what do we do now? Gosh, should have taken the planes. Okay, well, let's try swinging in. But no blocks. Alright. And this is a bit risky. We'll go Bitterblossom and back to our opponent. Opponent swings in for 2. No block. Okay, and come on, planes. That'll do. Might as well swing in. And then go Ruined Halo. Naming Eidolon, but Boros Charm. Okay. 5 cards in hand. He probably has the win. Alrighty. Yep, so it's already on to game 2. So going on to game 2, I'm gonna get rid of Ephara, Copy Enchantment, 2 Bitterblossoms, 2 Search for Azcanta, 1 Ancestral Vision. To put in 4 Death Shadow, 2 Leyline of Sanctity, and 1 Greater Auramancy. And with that, let's go to game 2. Opening hand, let's try and get the Leyline. No Leyline, let's keep it though. Bottom that. And to make sure the first few turns go well, let's go Visions. Ew. Not a big fan of either one. Well, maybe the Death Shadow will come in handy. Keep the Flooded Strand on top. Back to our opponent. And oh look, a Goblin guy. Cool. So get the Death Shadow. And what we'll do, we'll suspend one of these and pass back to our opponent. Monastery, Bolt, and ooh, a Phyrexian Unlife on top. Oh, we're gonna keep in that there. Okay. So unfortunately, it looks like we gotta do this. Godless Shrine, Hallowed Fountain, and Unlife. Back to our opponent. Opponent swings in, we hit a land. Go to 3. Lava Master, that's good against us. And a Lava Spike. Back onto another Phyrexian Unlife. But we're having some land issues here, so let's go Death Shadow, Vision, and back to our opponent. And what will our opponent do? Passes back. Okay. And Ruined Halo. Well, what to do? Probably should name Grim Lavamancer with Ruined Halo. And that's suspicious. He doesn't fire it before it happens. Okay, so he probably has Boros in hand or Helix. Now the question is, do we want to go Death Shadow or Bitterblossom? Let's try our luck. Let's, do we swing in? Actually, maybe we just go Bitterblossom. I don't know. Probably need the Death Shadow to be aggressive. Let's actually swing in. Chumps, yeah. And then play second Death Shadow and pass back. So what are they holding here? Lightning Helix, okay. There's 3 poison counters. Suspends a Rift Bolt, passes back without attacking. Then fire Ancestral Visions, okay. Ooh, that's pretty good. So let's go Leyline of Sanctity. And do we attack? I don't even know if we need to attack right now. I guess swing in with one of them. Yeah, swing with 1. Back to them. The Rift Bolt comes down, but just targets the Death Shadow. And there's the concede. And I suppose no changes going to game 3, so let's just see how the third one goes and hope for Leyline of Sanctity. Yep, that will do it. Boom. Opponent goes Goblin Guide. Land, yes. Land will start off with the Visions. And pull a stockpile, nice. Lingering Souls. Do we want Lingering Souls? Probably. So bottom the land, top the Lingering Souls, and back to our opponent. I wonder if they brought in enchantment removal though. Haven't seen green yet. I'm gonna place that. Attacks and back to us. Oh, that's a mess up. I forgot this is in the plains. Yeah, back to our opponent. Gosh, for some reason I thought this was plains, and man, that's no bueno. Opponent swings in for 3. Greater Auramancy on top. And what? Double strike? So I guess maybe he doesn't have enchantment removal and he's just hoping the creatures will do the job, I guess. Well, back on our turn. Let's just go. How would we go with? Unlife for lingering. I think lingering. So we have some chump blockers and pass our opponent. Opponent still swings. They probably have some kind of removal, but let's try double blocking the Goblin Guide. Will we see Bolt? Boros Charm. Okay. Now what do we do? We could go Godless Shrine. That's a little risky though. Actually, that's too risky. We need to get Phyrexian out soon. So actually, maybe let's go Vision. Unlife Bitterblossom. Use the Bitterblossom, so bottom that. Top Bitterblossom. And then just go Lingering and Godless Tap. Pass back to our opponent. Opponent swings in. For now, I'm just going to chump block. I don't want to risk anything. And another Goblin God. Why? Okay. So let's see here. We'll go Stockpile and Phyrexian Unlife. Still might lose this one. There are a lot of creatures out. Pass back to our opponent. Opponent swings in. Hit one land and a Runed Halo. Nice. So chump block the Goblin God. If he's smart about this, he'll bolt himself to deal 4 and make us go to 0. Yep. Not really a bolt, but a Steering Blaze. So that makes it tough for us. And what do we do? Definitely go Runed Halo on Goblin Guide, and we can't use these lands. So Bitterblossom or Auramancy. I think Bitterblossom. And pass back to our opponent. And what? Bolts the Goblin Guide, okay. Is he gonna give like double strike or something? Pretty nervous here. If he can survive the next turn or 2, I think we'll get it. Opponent swings in. Yep, double strike. He takes 6, okay. So we get it fair, but here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna sack it to scry, and okay, I'm gonna bottom this. And okay, sure. And then go Greater Auramancy, and back to our wonderful opponent. And we could chump block and scry as well, so we're looking decent now. Oh shit. Did not wait. We'll sack it. Do we want that? Not really. So that fizzles, but we are open for 2. Oh man, this is tense. Still not dead yet. Sack again. Oh, yes, on top. Okay, don't misclick. Okay, top there. And boom! Oh, take this. Opponent bolts it. Sure, might as well. Top that. And opponent swings in, but guess what? Solemnity. And there's a concede. I would feel bad, except in game 1, he was kind of a dick and was like, nice lands, bro. But like, they weren't lands. They're enchantments. And people tell me this all the time with this deck. I'm tired of it. But you know what? We're even now. Oh man, the whole thing was tense. But oh man. But on to the next game. Opening hand. It kind of blows a bit, but you have the Visions, so I'm gonna keep it. Okay, start things off. Hollowed one, Visions, and Auramancy. I don't know. Bit soon for that. Probably go top and then top the land on top of that. So back to our opponent. And what is this? Alrighty. Well, with white in the deck, I might want to keep Auramancy on top. I don't know. I think let's hold back and watch. Please be infect. Suspicious. Wait, let's try going Greater Auramancy and watch his confusion. Because like if he has counter, why would he want to counter this if he hasn't seen our deck? You know what I mean? Like we might not even be enchantments. Maybe this is the only enchantment in our deck. You know what I mean? Naya? Was this like? Oh yeah, I was wondering if that was there. Okay, so like 4 color creatures probably, something like that. Opponent swings in while in the coddle, and now back on turn. What do we do here? Probably Detention Sphere. Hoping he doesn't have counter. Probably won't. That hits. Okay, and what? And he passed this guy. All right. Still go back to the Auramancy. Play it and back to opponent. They swing in, goes to 4. Take the 4, go to 9. Back on turn. Another Solemnity. So what do we do? Maybe Lingering Souls just to buy time. It's just that he has so many things open. All right, let's just go Lingering Souls. Either Spellcaller or like Restoration Angel or something crazy like that. That comes out. Okay, back to opponent. Gets a land untap. What's happening? Helix. Okay, and draws a card. I'm still trying to figure out the deck. I guess it's like Zoo removal and a bolt and the Helix. Okay, I think that's worth putting Leyline of Sanctity in the deck. Going to game 2, I'm putting all this and get rid of all this. And with that, let's go to game 2. Opening hand. Oh boy. Do you have an Unlife? But the curves, is it worth mulling? I mean, the Visions though, we'll keep it and just tough it out. All the Fountain Visions. Yeah, okay, not too bad. Bottom this, top that, and plan on Spreading Seas turn 2. Stomping Ground, Noble, and back on our turn we'll do Spreading Seas. And okay, back to opponent. And Tarmogoyf on the coddle. Okay, well Tarmogoyf's gonna be a problem, but for now let's go Runed Halo. And I imagine they have enchantment removal because they have that red there, like red green. We'll find out. Okay, Runed Halo, naming Tarmogoyf and pass back. Opponent swings in, new blocks, and that's a lot of mana open. I think it's almost 100% chance to Spellcaller there. So let's try this. Runed Halo, Unified Will. Okay, and then do Hidden Stockpile and get a 1/1 to chump block and try and survive as long as we can. Back on opponent's turn, they swing in. We'll chump block. Tectonic Edge, taking that out. Okay, Marsh Flats, that works out. I still think there's Spellcaller there. We'll go for it anyway. Phyrexian Unlife. Spellcall it. Nope. Okay, and fetch for a swamp. That way we can get a token, chump it, and scry. Opponent swings in. Chump block. Sack. I definitely don't want that. Bottom. Opponent pass back to us. Okay, well, the Visions. Oh, yes. And this is risky, but I'm going for it. Spellcaller or not. Let's do it. Oh, maybe we should go on with the Auramancy. I don't know. Ooh, and it hits. Okay, next turn we gotta do the Auramancy. Oh man, this is making me nervous because they could have enchantment removal. There's only 2 Solemnities in the deck, so if we lose this one, we're in trouble. Okay, let's try it. Greater Auramancy. Oh, it hits. Oh, yes. Okay, I think we're looking pretty good. Okay, Visions and guess top the Visions. Top both. Back to our opponent. Like, what is there out now? With this out, keep swinging. Then we'll do Lingering. Sack one of them to scry. Oh wait, yeah, that's right. I forgot. Sure, top that. Back to our opponent. Opponent swings into each chump. I guess just to be safe, I'll just get rid of the little hoe. Back in our turn, Bitterblossom. Swing with the Spirit. And do we want to scry? Probably not worth it. So we'll pass back. Opponent swings in. All right, let's see if he has something. Okay, another Lingering Souls. So swing in. And then what do we do? Bitterblossom. Yeah, might as well do Bitterblossom. Back to our opponent. Bolts that. Oh, should have scribed. Oh, I'm an idiot. The problem with this deck is it's very, very mentally exhausting, especially after doing like 2 other leagues earlier today for practice, and each match took roughly 20 minutes. Full land, ew. So swinging, and then lingering, and back to our opponent. Opponent passes back. Leyline, okay, swinging, and we play like, yeah, I guess play Leyline. I don't really want him seeing it, but just in case he has something funny. All right, and there's the win. So we're going to game 3. So going to game 3, I'm going to switch out 1 Greater Auramancy for Rest in Peace because of the Goyfs. And with that, let's go to game 3. Opening hand, I don't know about this. 2 black cards, no black mana, 2 cards that aren't really good opening hands. So I'm actually going to mull, and this looks a lot better. Okay, we'll keep this. Bottom that, Noble Hierarch again, and okay, play that. Pass back, while in the coddle, and untapped. Okay, well, fetch. What should I fetch for? If you pull Rune Halo next turn, then Godless Shrine's good. But in the long run, Detention Sphere, we need to play that. I guess to be safe, go Watery Grave. That might screw us over later, though. Huh? Yeah, alright, and then let's go Bitterblossom to chump. But I wonder if they have enchantment removal. Draws a card. What? So early? Okay, another land. And opponent swings in for 4, sure. And no plays. They have that spell caller, right? And Lingering Souls, try that. Spell caller? It's not like, okay, it goes through. Alright, yeah, it's not a crucial card, but it does buy us time. Was this? What? Yeah, thought it was that. So that's the sacrifice. Wait, what? Did he mean to do that? Oh, because this is target player. Oh, I didn't even realize that. I thought it said opponent sacrifices enchantment. Okay, you know, it's hard far, so maybe Tarmogoyf's coming, or he's just trying to feel productive. I don't know. And opponent swings in. We're gonna chump another wild in the coddle. Ooh, yes. Play some more. Play another one. Voice Resurgence. Okay. Land. And let's just be really kinky here. Detention Sphere, wild in the coddle, and what a great 2-for-1. Back to our opponent. They swing for 3. Do we chump, or could just play the Death Shadow next turn? Yeah, no blocks. And gains double strike. Okay, sure. So we're at 5. And let's play Death Shadow. That comes out. And then Phyrexian Unlife. And might as well swing in for 1. Alrighty, back to our opponent. And Death Shadow in this deck is so good when they don't know it's coming. And nothing from our opponent. So what do we do here? Do we just swing in with everything? We could. I think we're in a pretty good position. So do we swing? Yeah, I think we're okay to swing in. And opponent looks like they're conceding. Yep. Yeah, they sent a message saying that they don't have an out and that they should have put Pride Mate in the deck. So pretty good, pretty good. On to the next one. Opening hand. I don't know. This looks pretty slow, but I'll give it a shot. Polluted Delta. Alrighty. Visions, and neither one of these looks that great because we do pull Bitterblossom already. So bottom both. Actually, wait, just to be safe, let's put Bitterblossom on top because if he gets control, Bitterblossom will be really good. Back to our opponent. And ooh, let's see. Go Bitterblossom. Might get countered. Probably will get countered. No? Okay. It's like Storm or like what? Blue Moon through the breach. 3 manas. No, but no Blood Moon. Some Vendilion Click? I'm so confused. I guess let's go another Bitterblossom. 3 mana. Okay. Young. Oh, is this like blue-red Pyromancer? That would make sense. So what do we do? Probably Bitterblossom. That hits. Okay, and swing in. And then search for Azcanta. Off. Still might be through the breach. I'm kind of nervous about that. If it's not through the breach, we're good. If it is through the breach, then we're kind of screwed. Opponent bolts that. Opponent swings for 4. No block. Land on top. Graveyard that. And do Visions. Learning Soul and Phyrexian Unlife. Ooh, we need all this. So let's try Solemnity. Is this counter here? Yeah. Alright. And pass back to our opponent. Opponent swings in. We go to 4. Lightning Bolt. Yep. And with Bitterblossoms, we die. Hooray. So close. So going into game 2, I'll get rid of all these to put in all these to be a little more aggressive. And with that, let's go to game 2. Opening hand. Yeah, we can turn 2 that. We'll keep. And could have Spell Snare, but we'll still go for it. Search for Azcanta. Fine. Oh, another island. Well, Lingering Souls. That comes out. Go back to our opponent. And Blood Moon. Okay. Didn't get our Swamp, but other than that, we're okay. Could also Detention Sphere it. So what do we do? Man, let's go Solemnity. And suspend this and swing for 2. That goes to 15. Back to them. Oh boy. Can't have that sticking around. So Detention Sphere. Taking that out. And back to our opponent. Back on turn. Lingering Souls. Sure. Okay. Back to our opponent again. Back to us. Swing. Opponent takes 2. Back to them. And will we see a Gear Hulk or something? What? Cryptic to bounce that? I sure. I mean, it could have bounced this and, well, I don't know. Yeah. And Division. Odds of getting countered very high. Gear Hulk. There you are. Getting back the Cryptic. And we pulled Bitterblossom, but we can't do anything. Okay. Back to opponent. Oh, swings in for 5. Let's jump. Pyromancer. Oh my gosh. We have like the worst luck this game. Everything, our hand, the graveyard is black. We get hit for 7. And man, oh man, this is not good. Just a combination of bad luck on our part and some good plays from our opponent. 7 again. Wow. We're just like a magnet for black cards this game. So unfortunately, our opponent got it. Man, oh man. Okay, on to the next one. Okay, final match. We're 3-1 right now. Is this a winning hand? Spreading Seas is good if our opponent's aggro. If not, kind of meh. So, oh man, do we mull this or not? The Tutor is only good. Late game, Detention Sphere, I don't know. I think I'd want to mull this. And a little risky here, but we'll keep. So to start things off, Visions, suspended, pass back. And it's like Mardu Pyromancer, Inquisition, or maybe Jund. Probably Jund. And they take the Azcanta. Okay, no lands, so we're gonna go Ancestral, pass back, and Tarmogoyf. Land, good. Back to our opponent. Jund's actually a really tough match for us because they do have Abrupt Decays and Maelstrom Pulses usually. So the hard lock's impossible to pull off against them, or near impossible. Dark Confidant and a Bitterblossom, but can't play it. So back to our opponent. Opponent swings in for 5, we go to 9. We get an Ancestral back, and should we go Detention Sphere? Phyrexian, I don't know. Probably Detention Sphere on the Goyf. And back to our opponent. Pull the Fatal Push. They hit us for 2, they pass back to us, and we get another Vision. Good value. Ooh, we can get this Solemnity. I think we kind of need to do the Unlife now. But with Abrupt Decay, we might be in trouble. Okay, pass back to them. Opponent turns that home into a creature. They swing in for 6. Oh man, do we want to fetch here? Probably not. Or do we? I don't know. It's so risky. We might need to actually. Oh boy. Back on our turn. You're not Solemnity. So what to do? Do we just go for Solemnity? It's kind of risky. Or do you go Detention Sphere? I guess we'll try Solemnity. Oh, this is so risky. If they have Bolt in hand, they win. I don't know. Bitterblossom won't work. I think we just got to go Tutor, grabbing Solemnity. But the odds of them not having an answer to that are almost none. Let's see if they got it. All they need is the Bolt and they win. Is there a Bolt? Not yet. So go Solemnity. And then 2 mana left. Might as well go Bitterblossom and wait for their Abrupt Decay. And Olivia Voldaren. Okay. It's just a waiting game. So what to do? Maybe double Detention Sphere. First one, taking out Olivia. Kills that. And second one, popping Detention Sphere, targeting Dark Confidant. Okay, back to our opponent. Uh-oh, what's this? Liliana. Okay. Discard. And darn. Well, try to play Hidden Stockpile. Pushes that. Okay. Then play Unlife. Sure. And back to our opponent. Forces this creature sacrifice. Well, we'll sack it to Scry. Bitterblossom. Ooh, keep that on top. No! How long has he had that? Ah, darn. For a second there, I thought we might get away with this game. But nope. On to game 2. So going to game 2, we get rid of Ephara, Copy Enchantment, Hidden Stockpile, Ancestral Vision, search for Azcanta. Put in Rest in Peace, 2 Greater Auramancy, and 2 Leyline of Sanctity. With that, let's go to game 3. Or 2. 2. Yeah, 2. I'm tired. Yeah, great. 2. Opening hand. Nah, we can do better than that. Much better. This is quite grande. The Leyline of Sanctity, Hallowed Fountain, Serum Visions, and ooh, that's a pretty good pull. And back to our opponent. And back on our turn, do we do Bitterblossom or Auramancy first? I think Auramancy. And back to our opponent. Grim Ballmancer. Everyone uses that against us. So I guess Bitterblossom. And back to our opponent. Liliana, forcing a discard. And swings in for 1. Okay, so we'll do Rune Halo, naming Liliana so that way they can't ultimate us. And pass back to our opponent. Discard. Actually, wait, I'm an idiot. Oh my gosh, we already have Leyline out. I totally forgot. Retarded. There's so many things to think about with this deck. I don't know. My mind is so wiped. Gosh, how am I so stupid? Well, hope for Phyrexian Unlife. Yeah, like why would I name that? I don't know. Like if you try this deck, you'll see. It's just like a mind blow every time you play. It's like you just feel like you ran a mental marathon every time you're done with the game because like each game's like 30 minutes. I can't imagine like playing this at a Grand Prix. It must like this would be awful to Grand Prix. It's like 9 matches of just like staring at stuff. Oh boy. Should have named Olivia. Well, I think the lesson learned here is I'm an idiot. But wasn't that a fun extravaganza? Just couldn't quite tie the noose. So overall we went 3-2. 3-2 feels about right with this deck in practice. 2-3, 3-2 is what I was getting with previous versions of the deck. And the deck's very hit or miss. Like as we saw against Infect, it was extremely good because you can name the few creatures they have with Rune Halo and stop them from doing stuff. But then there's decks like this, like Jund, where there's a lot of issues you have to deal with. You have to deal with Maelstrom Pulse, you have to deal with Abrupt Decay. There's Liliana, there's discarding. There's like so many things we have to juggle, and sometimes it's just too much for the deck. Well, overall, I think the deck is in a pretty good form right now. I mean, the Bitterblossom, Phyrexian Unlife thing worked really well. Solemnity came out quite a bit, even though we only have 2 in the deck. And I think the 2 weakest links here are Ephara, which barely made the cut. Is one of those happy-go-lucky cards where if you're winning and doing really well, it lets you win faster by drawing a card pretty much every turn if you have Bitterblossom or Lingering Souls around. But then other games is kind of a dead card. And I think we basically sideboard out almost every game. So I don't know about this one. Jace, the Mind Sculptor, does get unbanned in a couple days. So it'd be interesting if this deck could operate as a blue-white control enchantment deck. The only problem is that Runed Halo can't protect your Planeswalker. So you can't just like cram 4 Jace the Mind Sculptors. But there are cards like Sphere of Safety, which works really well to protect your Planeswalkers. So it might be a thing. And instead of Runed Halo, we could always go with Journeys to Nowhere. So it might work. We'll see. I really like the Phyrexian Life with Solemnity combo. So any chance to return this deck, I'll take it because it's just such a unique deck. I mean, it's just so unusual to see. And every time it wins quite a bit. It still just feels like a miracle that it won because it seems so bizarre and it seems like it shouldn't win. But then you try it out and it actually wins a lot. And a card like Ancestral Vision, which doesn't work well in most decks, happens to work really well in our deck because 4 turns goes by like nothing. So that was also cool to see. I mean, there's a lot of cool things in this deck, like Search for Azcanta. I don't know. I really like it. It's not really a deck I'd ever take to GP just because it's so mentally like, taxing. And I'm thinking best case scenario, like 4-1, 3-2 win ratio, you know? So there's definitely better decks out there, but it's kind of a fun deck to talk about with people, as in like a conversation starter kind of deck. So I don't know. The only problem is that Rune Halo is sitting at $40 now because some asshole bought out all of them from TCG Player. So I don't know. Probably not a great time to build this in paper, but how do we tie this all together? How do we end this? Like kinky decks make for kinky times. And yeah, so So that wraps up this deck, and if you want to see more videos like this, be sure to subscribe, and let me know in the comments what you want to see next. But that's all for now, and as always, I hope you have a great day.